All right. Shalom. Call Yahawah Hashem Yahushai. This is your brother Hawar with Soldier Yabashath and Soldier the Bar.
Con.
Let's say Shalom to the Akim wa Aquathim that gonna be watching this video. Yahawah Hashem Yahushai Brakathum. Call Yahawah Hashem Yahushai. And this is a lesson that kind of been on the spirit that I wanted to bring out. And through the spirit of Most I having me bring it out with the two other SICARI soldiers. So it's really going into that heavy spirit that some mans get into when they come into this truth, the things that happen to them. But it's all written in scriptures on how it's supposed to go down for the elect and how it's supposed to play out by the time of the deliverance. You know, so you can just start it off with Jeremiah 3:14.
Con. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord Yahawah, for I am married unto you, and I will take you, one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
So from the start of this scripture, what Moses is saying on how he's going to gather his sheep, gather the elect, he's going to take one of a city, two of a family. Now, not literally, he's gonna take one person of a city and one person of a family, but that's how the calling is. It says many are called, but few are chosen. Right? So in your whole family, your family won't get it. You're gonna come into this truth, and then it's gonna be a fire burning in your spirit, that zeal that you get. Right? You try and tell your family, you think you're gonna get it, and you tell them, and then all of a sudden they're looking at you like you're crazy, looking at you like you got 2-3 hits. Right? Because the Most High didn't give it for everyone to understand. He didn't give it to all your family members to be able to learn this truth and repent. Right? So that's why the Most High saying going to be 3 of us. One of it Slakia, one of a city, 2 of a family, because that's how it is. And every all you in the truth. Like I know the soldier, the bar mafia, I wish I could vouch for this as well. That their whole family don't get it. They literally be the only one. You be the only person in your whole family that repents and believes you're Israelite and actually tries to keep the Sabbath day. You know, and stop celebrating.
To add on to that, even like when it comes down to my rib, like she's the only one in this household that believes in the same stuff that I do, and like it's really one person out of the household that gets picked. Because I tried breaking down the scriptures many times, and my dad said, "What did I get? A calling from the God?" Like I said, maybe I did, because he's like, "Yo, how could you go in the scriptures and break things down like this?"
Slakia, also to add on as well. This also brings in the sorrow for us as well, man. The struggle, because we see how plain and easy it is, that the truth is right here, man. We could see it, but we want our families to see it so well, because we want them to get saved as well. You know what I mean? So the sorrow is on us for that, because we know what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
So you can read that from the top again.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you, one of a city, and 2 of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
And that's how you notice the scriptures only written towards the elect, because the elect's gonna hear it. It's just like Yahawashi says, and he says, "My sheep hear my voice," man. And he knows them that follows him. Right. This is also goes into the Zechariah 13th chapter, where it says 2 parts therein are gonna die, and only the third is gonna be left. So the Most High says he's gonna take the 2 of a family, 1 of a city to Zion. Right. That's how the deliverance is gonna be. They're gonna be 2 in the field, 2 grinding the meals, or 2 doing the work, and then all of a sudden one's gonna be taken up and another's gonna be left. Right. These are scriptures that all y'all know already. Right, in Matthew, talking about when Yahushua comes to deliver, right? One's gonna be left, one's gonna be taken. Things like this. So this is how the people Most High is gathering people in this truth, right? As I said before, many are called, but few are chosen, right? And you're lucky. They're lucky. Some people are even lucky to even get it through their heads in the first place. Some people they ain't having it at all. And you got other people who they come into the truth for a bit, then they drop out. You just want to be the one that endures unto the end, right?
Con, 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 Slakia. And that's a narrows the path to heaven, man. That's what it is
Con,
right there, basically. You know what I
con,
mean? Only a few would get it, man. The elect will get it. You know what I mean? That's real simple right there.
And
con.
Salakia, may I add, what's so cold about it is that the Most High chose a certain amount of people from the foundation when the earth has not even been built yet. And that's cold, yo. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is really knows who he picked. Because, like it says, whoever read it will run with it, right?
Con,
Con,
right? And so you can get the next precept.
con.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 1. Thus said the Lord, Thus said the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built unto me? And where is the place of my rest? For all those things had mine hand made, and all those things have been said. The Lord, but to this man will I look, even to himself, that that is poor and of a a
Contrite.
contrite spirit, and trembleth at my words.
Con.
And
And that
he
so like it, that's who the Most High is looking for. That's who he's looking to gather. Right? You read Ezekiel in that chapter, the fourth verse. It says, "Go through the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." The Most High said, "And who those who tremble at my word," because you read Christmas. All the brothers heard that got told and shown in the scriptures that we can't be celebrating Christmas. The Most High said not to do it.
Con.
You feared and you say, "Oh snap, man, I can't celebrate no more Christmas, man."
Con.
You read the law of Moses that you have to keep the Sabbath day, that you have to stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, and you feared the judgment of what will happen, so you started obeying the words of the Most High. The
Con.
rest of the Israelites, they're gonna be just like how Moses calls the people a rebellious people, right? They're gonna keep rebelling and be rebellious until the Most High puts them to death, right? So the Most High is gathering those who are poor in a contrite spirit and tremble at His word, right? That's why you can bring the scriptures on how the Most High says you can't eat pork to a Christian or one of your other family members, and it doesn't bother them because they don't really have no fear in their heart towards the Most High. That's what it really comes down to.
Con.
And they also know you have to beg and try and convince one of your grandparents or your mom to go keep a Passover, but they'll keep a Christmas and Easter like it's nothing,
Con.
right? So you can keep reading.
verse 3, he that killeth an ox and is and Salaki, he that killeth the oxen, as if he that slew a man, that he sacrifice a lamb, as if he cut off a dog's neck, and he that offereth an
Oblation.
oblation, as if he offered swine's blood, he that burneth incense, as if he blessed an idol, and yea, they have chosen their own ways and their own soul's indignation in their abominations.
Right, when the Most High is making reference to all these righteous things that like the offering up an ox and sacrificing of a lamb and offering up an oblation. Those are things that pertains to the law that comes to offering of sacrifice. But the Most High is saying that all these things that my people are doing, it's as if it's like he said in the first line, he that killed an ox is as if he stole a man. You're not in the law. You're not supposed to commit murder, man. So he's Most High saying the ox that you're sacrificing to me is pretty much a sin off. It's pretty much you showing me sin, man. That's what he's saying. All these things that you do is pretty much sin. And on top of that, people are going off into idolatry, right? Doing what they wanted to do, trying to serve serve the Most High in their own type of way, right? But that's what a lot of people in this world do. They try to serve the Most High in their own type of way,
Con,
and all their excuses. Oh, God knows my heart, and only God can judge me, right? So the Most High is comparing all these things, the things that our people would do in terms of sacrifice and keeping the laws, as if it was the opposite, right? It's no benefit to him. He didn't like it, like how the Most High says in Proverbs, is it 28:9? He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. So if
con,
you don't want to hear the Most High's law, you don't even want you praying to him. He's gonna be offended that you even try praying to him.
con,
But
con,
you want to pray to him, but you don't want to do nothing that says so. Come
con.
on, man.
Because our people, Slovakia, our people are too stuck into this world, man. Esau's world, man.
And
Oh,
Slovakia, even the ones that believe, they're too lazy to hit the highways and byways, man. They want to be on the social media being a keyboard warrior, thinking that he's so deep. And more times, people when they join in this thing, they think it's about being the top elder in Israel, and it's really not about that. It's just about feeding the sheep and getting the hell up out of here. Because Mosai set up a job just for us to get up out of here.
God.
Con,
That's what's happening a lot. A lot of people are coming out of the woodworks. Israelites coming out of the woodworks, coming up with different doctrines and getting a following because just like this was it Peter Paul said that they're gonna have, or was it in Timothy? I think they said they're gonna have itching ears, right? And they're gonna be carried away in different winds of doctrines. Mans are losing patience, right? They're losing steam. But it's really simple. Just keep the law, rehearse these righteous acts, right? And we have, if you're out on the highways and byways, you have something to occupy your time. You have something to look forward to every week. You
con,
have something to improve in. Like maybe you want to improve in remembering scriptures more, or you want to improve on your speaking, right? Or you want to improve on how you interact with your people, or how you cuss out heathen. These are the things that you get a chance to look forward to when you're out on the highways and byways. It said the parable of Matthew, paraphrasing how Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man who left to go establish a kingdom, right? And he left his workers with wages, and he said, occupy till I come. No, we're doing the Lord's work, Yahushua's work, until he comes back. That's what we're doing. And on top of that, the time is coming where the famine of the word is going to come in, where the prophets and the servants of the Most High ain't going to be on the highways and byways anymore,
con,
right?
Fun. And like it says, woe unto you that loses patience. So a lot of brothers have to stay firm in this thing and know what they're doing because they weigh the odds.
Uh,
con.
so you can keep going.
Verse 5, and hear the word of the Lord
Verse
yet.
4.
Okay, Salaki, verse 4. Also, I have chosen their delusions, and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. But when I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I had delighted not.
And
Verse 5.
that's what happens. So lucky. When the voice of the Most High, through
Go
Jeremiah
ahead.
15:19, is the prophets, man. And the prophets are on the highways and the byways, and not only on the highways and byways, they're uploading videos for y'all to see. Just because you skip past that Israelite video on YouTube, don't mean the Most High ain't gonna catch you for that, all right? So the Most High's voice is in the midst of this place, warning the people, calling out to his people. And what do? They just walk by, act like no one's called, acting like what they're seeing is normal. Like, where you see this just Negroes and Latinos coming together to preach the word on the streets? Y'all don't even
Con,
want to ask questions. Like,
con,
you just walk by. It's just crazy Negroes and Latinos. They don't know what they're talking about. And what do? They go to do whatever the hell they were doing before. They continue on with their day doing evil. Right?
con. Slovakia, the Most High sees. The Most High sees when the people are walking past and ignoring what we're saying and stuff like that. The Most High sees it. You know what I mean? The
Con,
Most High has his angels appointed everywhere, man. Just
con,
because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
con. They say Santa Claus that he sees you when you sleeping and he knows when you're awake. Of course, these mans would give that to a old white pasty devil to do, like he's the Most High or something.
Con,
Let Santa Claus be a Negro, that everyone would have that whole thing would have had a negative connotation on.
con. That's a fact, right? So our people just rooted into this do as you want spirit, man. So I mean, that's why they're still stuck with following this wicked world, man, this wicked place,
Uh,
as opposed to following these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to us, man. It's real simple.
uh, you can keep reading the bar.
Verse
Verse 5.
verse 5. Hear the word of the Lord, yet they that terrible as his word, your breath that breatheth.
You got trembling.
Shalaki. Hear,
Salaki.
okay, it's Shalaki. Okay, hear the word of the Lord, yet they that tremble at his word, your breath,
Brethren,
brethren, that hate you, that cast you out of my namesake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to you your joy, and Slaki, and they shall be ashamed.
con,
And when one of the officers of SICARI, Nakwai, he was telling me about how he was in the situation of being cast out of his house for this truth, man. And he was living uncomfortably. A lot of brothers, like Chief just went into Chief Alzar, Chief Priest went into it on one of these sit downs broadcasts on how him and Captain were living with using trying to use the neighbor's Wi-Fi, upload videos and all that stuff. They were living uncomfortably when they came into this truth, you know,
con,
and living in a bad situation. But a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters, they come to the truth and their family starts to hate them, starts to look on them differently, you know. And at the same time, they're saying, "Oh no, the Most High, you don't know what you're talking about. The Most High is in the Christian church. He loves everybody. He doesn't love Israel, only Israel, only Israel only." You know, so they're thinking the Most High is coming for them when he comes back, but really the Most High is gonna appear to their shame, right? And he's gonna appear to our joy. Most High willing, we're of the elect,
con,
right? But that also goes into how the scriptures talk, going into the Jeremiah 3 and 14, how the Most High is taking us one of a city, two of a family. Your family's gonna come look at you a type of way. Right? The scriptures, Matthew 11 and 7, I believe, or Matthew 11 and 6. Yahawashi says, "Blessed are ye that are not offended in me." You know, your family's gonna cast you out and look at give you looks at and try and disown you in some cases because they're offended in Yahawashi.
con,
And hey, that's what they did for the Paul too. The second Paul started preaching Yahawashi, these mans want to lay hands on.
Fine. Wanted to body him.
Yeah, but it was cool when he was prosecuting the Israelites though that believe in Yahawashi. see how wicked these people are, man. You don't care. Come
Keep going.
on, you can get the next scripture.
con, con. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 19, verse 13. He hath put my brethren far from me, and mine acquaintance are verily estranged from me.
You see that? You see that? You start keeping the Passover. You start wearing fringes. You stop celebrating these pagan holidays. People are asking questions. Yo, they're talking about you. What's wrong with this guy? Why is he on this? I think he's
Con.
in a cult.
That's
That's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that these people be talking about you, man. Your family's looking at you a different type of way, you know. Everybody that's known you in the world, and once you come into this truth, everyone's looking at you a different type of way.
con, con. It's lucky, like, being in this journey, man, and this truth. You know, I had brothers in the world saying, Frank, what are you, a revolutionist now? You know what I mean? That's what they're saying, you know. You're looking at me funny. Why are you growing your beard like that? You know? It's
Oh,
different now. They don't understand it.
oh. you can keep going for it.
Con. Verse 14. My kinsfolk have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. Verse
Mhm.
15. They that dwell in mine house and my maids count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight.
Right, you should be, but the thing is, you should be an alien in their sight, man, because you're not living the same way they're living. They should find you strange. What does it say? If Second Peter 2:9, that you are a peculiar people, a strange generation, a strange people.
Con.
Right? You're doing things that are strange to these people. What the thing really is that you got Christians and all these people. And people look at Christians funny because Christians still celebrating birthdays, they celebrate Christmas. You can't look at Christian and be like, oh, this guy's a Christian on the outward appearance. But if someone sees an Israelite wearing fringes or some ZZs, you're gonna be like, oh, this guy's on. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's on that Israelite stuff, man.
Con.
He's on that Hebrew Israelism.
Con. Exactly. Con.
See,
Con.
they could, just by your appearance, they'll already have a preconceived
Notion.
what's the word? Yeah,
Notion.
notion on you and your persona. Oh, this guy's probably he's one of them Israelites. Some guys talk about the law, the law, the law. They wear fringes. They keep the Passover. You guys are different, man.
Con.
And so that,
See, but
yeah,
no,
what did Yahawashi say? He said he's not of this world, right?
oh,
So we're not going to be of this world.
that's right.
Con.
That's right.
Con. And Salakia, Yahweh stars are our utmost example out here, man. That's what we're trying to strive to be. You know what I
Con,
mean? So that's what we got to follow, man. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments like Yahweh Shai did, man.
Con. He said the servant is the servant greater than the master. So yeah, Awashai's getting persecuted and being made fun of. Man's trying to stone him. What do you
Con.
think's gonna happen to us? But
Con.
here it is. You have these Christians think it's all about prosperity and everything's supposed to be good. These guys are living good in this world, man. I don't know about them. They look like they're having a fun time. I don't see them going through no persecution
Con.
or having to change up or being made fun for being. Well, people make fun of Christians because they think they're crazy. But like other than that, they do the same thing that everyone else does. They just have a different belief system than them, right?
Con. Verse 16. I called my servant, and he gave me no answer. I entreated him with my mouth. Verse 17. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for the children's sake of mine own body. Verse 18. Yeah, young children despise me. I arose, and they spake against me. Verse 19. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me.
And what's written that when just Yahushua prophesied of it too, that your enemies are going to be those of your own household, and at the time that's coming up, he said he's gonna turn the father against the son, the mother against the daughter against the son against the father. He's coming to divide families, man. And this word is one way of dividing families, man. Man, I can vouch for that because my whole family looking at me like I'm crazy to a point. It'd be better for me or easier for me to serve the Most High if I get up out my father's house. Like he told Abraham.
Con,
And just focus my time on pushing the gospel and furthering this ministry, right?
con,
So I know brothers and sisters who probably going through worse than you. Actually, definitely know some brothers and sisters going through worse than me, man. I know another brother in SICARI, Florida, who he has his troubles with his pops, So that's just how it is, right?
So lucky that even I had my troubles with my pops and that shit. Like, yo, as soon as I moved out on my own and started doing my own thing, and like he realized that I'm a grown man now, he respects me more.
Um,
He respects me way more than how I used to be, because he used to get at me about a bunch of stuff, but now that like he sees that I'm doing my own thing as a grown man, he basically can't talk down on me no more because I'm not in his house.
um, um, you got anything to add, Papi Abishad?
Slack you, slack you. No, not right now.
You can get Matthew 13. Man.
Con. Slack you. You got that, the bar? You want me to
Yeah, Matthew 13, and what verse do you want me to start at?
verse 1?
Okay, this is Matthew 13 and verse 1. The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside, and a great multitude were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow,
To sow.
and
Slack you. To sow.
to sow. A sower went forth to sow, and when he sowed, some seeds they fell by the wayside, by the side, and the fowls came and devoured them up.
And
And
so, like,
some,
this is what the time that we're in right now, the time of fishing, right? Sowing the gospel, the good word to our people's hearts. And just like Yahawashi is saying, he's literally telling them what's going to happen before it happens, or when it's the apostles start and the disciples start doing what he's doing. He said, "You're gonna sow, the sower is gonna sow seed, right? And some people are gonna fall out the truth. That's what you see. People fall out the truth. They lose faith. They lose hope. And they go back against the world."
Con.
Keep going.
verse 5, some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched because they had no root. They had no root therein, withered away. And verse 7, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But some others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, and some an hundredfold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Who had ears?
So, okay, just to add on to that point, got some camps and camp leaders. This also goes into rank, because a lot of people come into this thing. They want to be big. They want to be the big cheese. They want to be that guy. But some are like, for the leader of SICARI, Chief want to be one of those men who brought in 100-fold, man. And you got mans under him would be the mans who brought in that 60-fold. Now me, I guess, well, mans are out here doing the work. I consider myself one of the bringing in the 30-fold, bringing the smaller amount. And that's the portion that the Most High gave to me. So I'm gonna stay in my lane until the time where the Most High wants to exalt man's, if he wants to exalt man's, you know. And the ultimate exhortation is gonna be that kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, anyway.
Con. Slack, yeah. I have a precept. Con. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 13, right? And it says, Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption, right? So basically, we have to humble ourselves before we're out there and teaching, man. We have to set our house in order, man, right? And take away that pride, that spirit that we have, man, coming into this truth. You know what I mean? Thinking you're the big bad guy over everybody else. That's not how it is, man. You got to be humble, because we're nothing. We're nothing, man. We're nothing. We're nothing to the Most High, basically, man. We're like a dirty rag out here, man. Because we could die. We should be dead like 1,000 times, man. To be honest, because all of us has fallen short, right?
Keep going. Okay, verse 9. Who had ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them is not given. Ooh, that's
So
old.
lucky, and that should show you. That should show you that God does not love everybody.
God.
Right?
God.
Because if he wanted the kingdom, he said, Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven, it's a mystery. The kingdom of heaven is a mystery, man. And he said it's not given for them to understand it. So if all these, the common understanding is that the kingdom of heaven is eternal life, and you're gonna be living with the Most High and His Son forever, the saint as saints. Why is Yahushua telling his disciples? His disciples are asking, why are you not making it plain for them to understand? Pretty much, and he's saying, well, it's not for them. that's what he would have said.
God.
You see, if Yahushua was on the scene right now, people would get offended if he said something like that. He'd be like, yo, who's this guy think he is talking about the kingdom of heaven? That's how they come up against him, man. Just the same way they're come up against us right now. Like the same thing they be doing to him.
God.
You know?
It's like you like nothing new under the sun, man. So same thing going on right now.
Ah.
You know?
So you see, if the Most High wanted everybody to get the kingdom, he would have got it. He would give it to everybody. He would have made it nice, simple, and easy. So I don't know what these people are coming in here talking about the kingdom. All these prideful. This like the scripture that you just brought out, my Yahusha. Pride. Also now it says Satan deceived the whole world, right? And all of a sudden, nobody thinks they're deceived. Everyone thinks a Christian will tell you that they're already saved. You don't know that.
God.
Who are you? Right? You guys think you're saved already, but you don't know if you're gonna get. It says that if many are called, but few are chosen. How's everybody's damn saved? You ask a Christian, they all say, yes, I'm saved through the blood of Jesus Christ. Damn near all of them, man.
God.
They all think they're good. So I thought it was it was slim. The chance to get to heaven was slim. Why is it that it's so damn broad for these guys? What is that Matthew? Get Matthew 7, I believe is verse 14.
God. I have another piece up on that too. But Matthew 7:14.
Or start at verse 13.
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
It says many are going into the broad gate.
God.
Not a few. So Christianity been preached on the whole world for damn near 2,000 years now. Right? Everyone knows the doctrine. Everyone knows the gospel. Everyone will say, "Oh, you gotta just accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior." And that's it. That's easy to do. That's really pretty damn easy if you ask me.
God.
It's lucky. The kingdom of heaven is like a private party, like with only invitations sent out to who's supposed to come. Not man just barging in at the door like, yo, I have a bottle, fam. I'm coming in. Nobody knows you.
Right?
That's exactly how these men, yeah, let's say the analogy you just brought in, these men are forcing themselves in the kingdom of heaven, talking about you're saved already.
God.
That's literally what they're doing. Oh no, I'm not the one that Yahushua is talking about in the parables. That's not for me to understand. These guys are so prideful. That's not them. They don't even see.
God, it's lucky. They probably don't even know that parable what it means, to be honest. That's what it is.
They just read right over that and be like, "Oh, that's not my God. That's not my Jesus. He doesn't mean that the kingdom of heaven actually isn't for everybody." That's what you read stuff to them and it goes right over their heads, or they just get confounded.
It's lucky, like the lady at last week camp. That said, that's not my God. That's your guy's God.
Yeah, you read her that, and then she's gonna say this. That's exactly what she's gonna say. She's gonna say, "No, that's not my Jesus. My Jesus wouldn't say that." That's exactly what he said.
It's lucky because more or less our people, when they read scriptures like that, it confounds them, and the ones that hit them, they take it more personally and they keep it to their heart, right? So they just read what they want to relate to how they feel. That's basically what it is, man. Right? They skip over the ones that cut them. That's basically how it is, man.
Exactly. Right? There's people just want to make themselves feel good, but you're not on the level of the Most High. His wisdom should make you feel bad, right? Like all of us, we got cut when we heard how wrong we were living, right? And if you have no law to judge or measure yourself, then of course you're not gonna feel bad. You're good. You don't have to feel bad about nothing. You can do whatever you want.
Con. Saki, I have another precept on that.
Hmm.
Bring it up. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. Let me go to the King James Version. All right. Slakia. Yeah, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right?
That's right.
So that's how you get saved out here, man. You have to endure to the end. So what these Christian churches are saying out here, coming into these churches saying, yeah, you're gonna be saved if you come to our church. That's how it works, man. That's not how the Most High said it will be, man. You have to endure to the end. And you have to be of the promise, man. Right? You have to be of the circumcision, man. You have to be an Israelite, man.
That's right. And that's crazy too, because that shows you that Yahushua is coming soon, right? He's coming definitely in this generation, because it says them that endure to the end. So the end time, the last day is coming where you're gonna see who stayed strong and staying all the way up until the last second. But obviously, some brothers are gonna actually die as long as they're being faithful unto death. Before, not even like saying if they get put to death because they're being forced to take something. Like naturally, you just die of old age. As long as you're staying in the truth, you stayed faithful, you're doing the work, you're good. You're gonna be on them chariots.
Come on.
But in Christians, they didn't even get tested yet. Because all till now, when Jacob's trouble comes off, a lot of people ain't gonna be believing in the Most High God. That's for sure. When famine hits, when famine hits, and the inflation comes, none of these people are gonna be believing in the Most High God. They're gonna say, "Why would God let all this happen?"
Come, it's lucky they're gonna turn just like they're gonna follow the heathens, exactly what the heathens do, because they already don't believe. A lot of them don't even believe in the Most High, so they're just gonna keep following their ways, man.
Right, yeah. It said, Yahushua said when he comes back, he's gonna see people eating swine's flesh and mouse. So, but yeah, that's the same Christian that is saying, "Oh, they're already saved." In the midst of them eating that swine's flesh, Yahushua is gonna come and you weren't enduring it to the end, right?
So lucky, that's how you know. So lucky, that's how you know it's this time and age in this day and age, because Mo had been yamming mouse and rats for years now. And Jason yamming Salakia been yamming pig for years too.
Calm. Salakia, a lot of our northern kingdom as well, because when they had us as slaves, they were giving us what? The slave food, man. Pigs and porks, and, the scraps to eat, man. Right? To the point where our people love that so much that they can't stop it, man.
You can't. You mean I can't eat bacon, bro? What?
Right?
Like you're gonna die if you don't eat it. Like that's how crazy it is.
Exactly.
I only got one more precept, so unless you guys got any more.
No, law.
Law.
So it's Matthew 13:44. We'll call on that, I guess.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field.
Hey, you see that? Another parable showing you how the kingdom of heaven is. It's in a big field. Everyone can walk across that field, but not everyone's gonna find it. It said a man found it, and he hides it, and he sold everything that he had. He gave up on his old life. He became a new man. And Paul said he counted everything dung when he found out the truth, right? And that's what a lot of brothers do, man. Some mans were chasing after different things, had different ambitions, and then they dropped it all, and they said, "I'm a further this gospel. I'm a further this ministry," you know. And that's what I want to be able to do better until the time comes. The most I take us off the street corners. That's what I want to do too, you know. Better than I'm doing it now, of course, you know. So Yeah, the kingdom of heaven's in the midst of the field. Like you go downtown, like over in Toronto, you got Christianity on one side, you got Islam on another side. You got all these different doctrines, and you got all Esau's advertisements all over there, chasing after
Con,
his philosophy. All this stuff is in the midst of it, but the secret is right out there in the open, but just hidden, where only most I'll only let certain people understand it.
or
Right?
come across it for real. Like,
Come on.
like it's a really beautiful thing to even have this, man, because this is better than having any talent in the world. That's why I know the Most High gave me this thing because I didn't have talent to dance or do certain things worldly, but the Most High gave me this. So
Come on.
call all y'all, but I try for that.
Yeah,
God,
we putting all our bucks on in the kingdom of heaven, man. That's what we putting our wages in. All chips in, man. Uh, yeah, but
God,
that was the last precept for me, man.
God.
And with that, we want to say call all y'all by Shimon Shai and
Amen.
Shalom and
Shalom.
come
Shalom.
here, Shalom.
I'm Yasharallah.